Hello everyone, Sunset2, welcome to another mod overview, this time on Industrial Reborn, a tech mod that adds at the moment just 2 furnace types, 2 generators, cables, 2 ores, and insulated versions and rubber. So, what you want to do is get yourself copper and tin besides some iron, and you can use a wooden pickaxe or higher to mine them, as long as you obviously don't use your fist. Now typically, IC2, you'd usually need at least something like stone, but for these you just need wood. The same works for the decoration or storage blocks, as well as any of the other things I've broken. Cables, machines, and so on. Otherwise you want some rubber, which you just get from sand, and you can use that to make insulated versions of the cable. You can use just ingots that you get from smelting, not in a blast furnace, to actually make cables, and insulated, and then the storage block if need be. Now I've got them uninsulated and insulated just to see any differences between how much power is transmitted through each, as that can be a difference to consider. We'll go between each of the blocks on their own first before doing that. So the iron furnace is pretty much just a faster, upgraded furnace. We'll just do some ores here. Same recipes should apply though. Just put some coal in there, and we should see that it's a bit faster than a regular furnace, and we'll compare it to a blast furnace as well. We'll see the final output as well. Get the same type of material for consistency. Just the one, like so. So for comparison, it's a regular furnace, it's an iron furnace, and that's a blast furnace. So we'll see how much each one gives over time. Next, we have the generator. Otherwise, an iron furnace is just iron surrounding a furnace. Get the generator, which is made with iron, redstone, and a furnace. You can put pretty much anything flammable inside here. So we've got charcoal in there. We'll just try different ones to see what's possible. So it's not just coal. You can use any other combustible material that you want. Might put this nearby and see if it picks it up, and it is. So obviously you don't need cables, but you can use others to pick them up. So you get 4,000 from, I think, possibly a plank. Okay, maybe a slab, plank, and... okay, sorry, stick. Possibly slab and a plank. So that would be my guess of what there is. Obviously, coal or charcoal will completely fill the bar, and there's still a fair bit left over, which isn't being used up, so it's not completely stopping the amount of burn time or extra power you could be getting. So that's a good sign. You have the electric furnace, which is made with iron, redstone, and an iron furnace, and we've got geothermal, which is glass, buckets, generator, and iron, which will cover these two now. The electric furnace obviously has to be powered, and if we happen to just do this on its own, we can see how fast it actually does things and how much it tries to get of power from neighbouring sources. Now there isn't an extra slot you can use to put redstone or some other type of source in, so you have to go from an actual generator either right next to it or with cables to actually transmit power to it. So fairly fast. Doesn't seem to be doing anything there though. We'll try with a chest on top, and also with a hopper on the bottom, just to show sides that are compatible as well. Again, the mod isn't exactly finished yet, there is still a few things being worked on, so we'll see how that goes. And it's not picking up on anything from either of those yet, so keep that in mind. The iron furnace is probably the way to go, but yeah, and you do get additional ingots from the iron furnace. You can see that that's done, and yeah, actually might try on that with which finishes first, even though I'm assuming that one most likely because I started it earlier, but it probably may or may not take longer because it has to get 11, and because it's a lot faster, it'll burn out quicker. Otherwise, I don't think there is like a chance of additional output. I don't think. It's just smelting things faster, as you can tell with the amount of iron in there. Otherwise though, transmitting power with a cable, I'll actually try that and see how much is getting transmitted in there compared to what was in the other. So a fairly good rate there. And obviously this is copper uninsulated, and you can break these without the need of a pick. We'll try with coal. Tin, sorry. Maybe a difference there. Again, uninsulated. Or maybe the same. Got that there. That should be insulated copper, I believe. Yep. And you can break these. Is that it? Yep. Maybe the same, maybe it might not. It kind of doesn't, kind of does, I'm not too sure. Maybe implemented, maybe isn't implemented, I don't know. I'm probably just thinking things. But either way, I'm just showing off, just in case, as you never know, with the differences of it being uninsulated or insulated, or just being copper or tin itself, carrying power to them. In terms of geothermal, you've got a tank on the side, and you've got obviously the energy being a lot less than the regular generator. So quite a bit being transferred there. And it stores up to 8,000, so only 8 buckets. We've got insulated copper here. Uninsulated tin. And insulated tin. And otherwise, that should be it. Because there is just the machines, generators, ores, cables, and so on. Not much else. There is configs though. There is server and client, but the client ones are the other ones that have shown up. The ones in the server config didn't happen to appear, and I'm also probably not on server, so it hasn't maybe generated them yet. But the only things available is just well gen. So you've got the chance, you've got the minimum height, maximum height, the size of the vein, and whether or not the ore is enabled or disabled, and you could use another ore. Now I don't know about mod support with things like, obviously there isn't many for 115.2 yet, so I would say maybe mechanism or certain others, or maybe once silence mechanisms comes to 115.2, then you could probably compare that. I don't know about mod support. I haven't installed mechanism yet, so I'll see if that happens off camera, but for the most part I can't really answer that just yet. Otherwise though, thanks so much for watching, and goodbye. I'm not too sure if this will deviate into its own direction, or just be a small-scaled industrial craft, or maybe still just a industrial craft, classic-ish, or something else type of approach. Who knows?